I am Rodrigo Duterte. I'm a Filipino. I love the Philippines because it is the land of my birth. It is the home of my people.
Hello po sa lahat ng aking mga kababayan sa buong mundo at saka sa lahat po ng mga nasa Pilipinas. Ako po si Mr. Riyoh. Sobrang init pa rin ang issue hanggang ngayon tungkol sa electoral fraud ng COMELEC at ng Smartmatic last election 2016 dahil kay Atty. Glenn Chong. Kaya sobrang nagpapasalamat po kaming lahat sa iyo, sir. Dahil buong tapang mong hinarap ang mga demonyong mantaraya na yan. Actually, noong 2010 pa ata nagsimula ang pakikipaglaban ni Atty. Glenn Chong laban sa automated election na to. Dahil gaya nga ng sabi ko sa inyo noon pa, napakadali lang hong i-manipulate ng PCOS machine na to. At naging effortless pa ang dayaan sa automated election system na to. Pero may naisip na po akong paraan para maiwasan na po natin ang dayaan. At mapapanood nyo po yan sa video na to. I-search nyo lang po sa YouTube or Facebook ang Anti-Pool Politico by Mr. Riyoh. May voting system proposal po ako sa video na yon na tinawag ko pong Modern Manual Voting System na kung saan on the spot mong makikitang nabilang ang boto mo. Di bale, para mas maganda, gagawa po ulit ako ng bagong version ng video na yon. At para mapag-isipan nyo rin po kung okay ba ang voting system proposal na yon. So panawagan po kina Atty. Glenn Chong na gumawa po sila ng draft ng Modern Manual Voting System na to para maiwasan na po natin ang dayaan tuwing eleksyon. Sana po talaga ma-implement ang idea na yon. Dahil isa po sa mga gusto kong maging legacy ni President Duterte sa mga Filipino ay ang magkaroon ng malinis, patas at may istriktong pulisiyang eleksyon. So ipanalangin po natin na sana mangyari yon. So para mas maunawaan po natin kung ano ba talaga ang pinaglalaban ni Atty. Glenn Chong at kung sino ang may pasimuno na dalhin sa Pilipinas ang automated voting system na to so they can easily manipulate the result of the Philippine election, balikan muna natin kung ano muna ang nangyari. Watch this.
Bayang magiliw, penas ng silanganan, alab ng puso.
The COMELEC declares Venezuela's firm Smartmagic the winner in the month-long bidding.
That even if fraud is committed, we would be able to trace it.
The Philippine presidential and vice presidential elections of 2010 were held on May 10, 2010. The ruling president of the Philippines, Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, was barred from seeking re-election by the 1987 Constitution, thus necessitating an election to select the 15th president.
The face of politics in our nation has changed forever. Changed forever.
The national elections in the Philippines are held every 6 years, each on the second Monday of May. This was also the first time that the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, instituted the full automation of elections pursuant to Republic Act 9369. An act authorizing the Commission on Elections to use an automated election system in the national or local elections and in subsequent national and local electoral exercises. The plurality voting system is used to determine the winner. The candidate with the highest number of votes, whether or not one has a majority, wins the presidency. The vice presidential election is held on the same rules, and voters may split their ticket. The results of the congressional canvassing showed that Senator Benigno Aquino III of the Liberal Party won by a plurality. Meanwhile, in the election for the vice presidency, Makati Mayor Jejomar Binay of the Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Lakas ng Bayan, or PDP Laban, defeated Senator Mar Rojas of the Liberal Party in the second narrowest margin in the history of vice presidential elections. Aquino and Binay were proclaimed in a joint session of Congress on June 9 and took their oaths on June 30, 2010.
Maraming mga guro-guro, haka-haka na hindi po mangyayari ang araw nito. Ngunit taliwas mga kaibigan sa lahat ng iyon, nangyari na ang pagpasok ng bagong administrasyon pagkatapos po ng 9 na taon, 5 buwan at 10 araw na panunungkulan ng nakalipas na administrasyon.
In 2007, RA 9369, or the Election Automation Law, was passed to encourage transparency, credibility, fairness, and accuracy of elections. An automated electoral process on a nationwide scale was first planned for the 2010 elections.
Tuloy na raw po ang pagiging automated o automatiko ng eleksyon sa susunod na taon.
In the 2010 automation of votes, the multinational company Smartmagic was awarded the contract to supply the hardware and software for electronic voting. What exactly is Smartmagic?
This afternoon, the COMELEC Special Bids and Awards Committee declared Venezuelan corporation Smartmatic as the winning bidder.
Muli pong nanalo ang Smartmatic sa bidding.
In 2009, the COMELEC awarded the contract to supply election materials and technology to Smartmatic. Even if the Venezuelan company did not meet many of the required qualifications alongside the other bidders. According to the Philippine Star, Smartmatic is a bad word in Europe, the US, and even in its home, Venezuela. The seller of voting machines is notorious for corporate and product opacity. Its gadgets flunk test runs and actual elections. Chicago has blacklisted it for the poll fiasco of 2006. Among the international exposers of Smartmatic's illegal rackets around the world is political researcher Alec Boyd. Alec Boyd wrote in 2012, Smartmatic is a private company specifically created for intentional manipulation of electoral rules. The only time Smartmatic has participated in an electoral process in the U.S., it was deemed a disaster. And in the ensuing probe, it refused to collaborate with U.S. authorities. The company has won hundreds of millions worth of contracts since 2004, mainly from unaccountable governments of underdeveloped countries where democratic tenets such as free and fair elections, transparency, and checks and balances are completely and utterly disregarded. In that, it has been tremendously successful. The man behind Smartmatic? Lord Mark Malloch Brown.
The technology is there now for everybody to vote in this coming presidential election.
According to the Manila Times, the current chairman of Smartmatic was the close media advisor and speechwriter of the late Corazon Aquino. He was then disguised as a foreign correspondent in the snap elections that led to the 1986 People Power Revolution in the Philippines.
Devoted pretty much all of my career to working on the promotion of democracy in elections. I was an advisor here in the 1980s to Cory Aquino.
Mark Malloch Brown may even have played a very crucial role in Cory Aquino's ascent to power in 1986. The book Alpha Dogs by James Harding narrates in detail how much of Cory's media campaign and propaganda were handled by Mark Malloch Brown. Sources among Aquino's subsequent cabinet claimed that Malloch Brown had developed a close relationship with Cory and her family, subsequently influencing an ambidextrous campaign that was dirty on one hand and holy on the other. It was Malloch Brown's propaganda strategy that Cory adopted: the yellow ribbon, the demonization of Marcos, tactics that her son Benigno III continues to use 3 decades later. Interestingly enough, Benigno S. Aquino III is the first president of the Republic whose votes were counted through the first automated system invented, manufactured, and undertaken by Smartmagic.